Good, good morning, Africa, once more. We get small signal problems them, but we'll cope up with this method because today another great, expedition we can do. A journey, about a great individual. So this expedition or excursion, what we can take, a very interesting. This great man named Sengbe Pieh. And so many people in this country we know of the name, but don't know much of the history. And the disadvantage about the lack of education or the literate in our country will make so many they don't even know the history of this man. Now just what they go don't tell them. They don't know really what's really happened. What's in this man be do we make him a figure, not to just in Africa, but even at the United States of America. A great man, a great revolutionist, I can say a great rebel as well, a rebel. Now a man will start a rebellion and he become a public figure based on their attributes there, because he stand for justice. So don't waste time, because this history is long, but I go try for cut and short. I want to make you now understand every pattern and everything will take place to the best of my ability. So again, this man what they can talk of today, the name Sengbe Pieh, a young African, a Mande by tribe with the M-E-N-D-E. But inside America, they popular know him as Joseph Cynic. If I pronounce that last name the right, C-I-N-Q-U-E, or Cinque. And one thing I want to emphasize before we continue this topic here, we don't already know say a original name or a birth name now be Sengbe Pieh, but inside America they call him Joseph Cinque. But before he reaches America, they also be the caller Jose Cinque with the J-O-S-E. When I go think say the spelling J-O-S-E now Josh, but if you don't live among Hispanics them, you go know say J-O-S-E now Jose. Jose Cinque. Again, if I pronounce the last name wrong, my apology. But now we start this topic. Again, great Sengbe Pieh. They be kidnapper. The man wouldn't kidnap. From their neighboring countries there. They take also other slaves there in Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria. Within the Sengbe Pieh, for go to the Hispanics or Cuba or Spain. Beside them, they sell slaves then also. And these slaves them, they receive their freedom around 1841. So now we don't reach to the end, but they can't start out proper. We now put on our belts, because this ride they go for sweet, they go for interesting. And when I know say one thing for us, what Tazmo Sliz they elaborate or they explain something, what in Tazmo Sliz can add there, now they make you enjoy the program. I not care too much for just they explain or they report. Now that's journalists and therefore. Me na the kind man that they give reports and they analyze. And they make sure say you understand and you see things clearly. So a very beneficial way to listen to Tazmo. We know how to communicate and we make sure say the message pass on the right way. Sengbe Pieh, born 1813. Now a town where they call Mani. Now the Mande country. The Mande country, a town called Mani. And this area here, I want to make you reflect also. And this the white man always they do. First, they don't lost Sengbe Pieh in name. They go and change in name till the man forgets his identity. And now, the same thing with this with African coast. What history they elaborates about African coast, especially what in take place at the Atlantic. We know say the great empire be there inside Mali. But they change history so much that what you they read currently or concurrently online, it will confuse you. Because you go down off one section, then you begin to hear about another section. The same place, then get 3, 4, 5 different names them just for confuse you. So this Mandi country where they talk of, I want make long I believe say, now the Mali Empire, and this now also now the Vai people them around the Atlantic Ocean, the Atlantic people them, now the Galena coast. So they're all not just the same Mali people them, the Malians them, the Mali Empire. No say, remember say, the Mali Empire oversee all the other subs empire there. And I don't elaborate on this. So let me continue. Sengbe Pieh, now be a son of a local chief. That means a papa na be a chief. Sengbe Pieh, he married. He get 1 boy pikin and 2 girl pikin before they kidnap her. He get 1 boy pikin and 2 girl pikin. And you know, Sengbe Pieh, around 1839, if they go to the farm, for go work, and they capture, you know, a young man, they try to be responsible for take care of his family. They go to the farm for go work. 4 people then come, they capture. Well, when they capture him, they can't go to this place, you know, to the Viking. The main Viking, so that means that the Malian king or the emperor. And they can go. So the person who can go to the Viking, if they try for settle in debt, if he gets debt we need for pay to the king, I guess it not be get any other way but for go kidnap people and submit them to the king. Why? Because those days slavery, but they make money, then king they are, but they make money for selling people them. There we emperors there, then Africa emperors there. They make money for selling your people them. So you will get debts for paying able pay you debts. Go kidnap somebody you face and come. Me go sell unto the Spanish them and then go pay me. So now that take place, they can go Sengbe Pieh as a settlement to the Viking. Few months later, Sengbe Pieh, they march and go now Lomboko with the Lomboko. Now a place this who said them they sell the slaves them. And remember say this Lomboko place also now around this Atlantic Ocean. The Mali Empire. When I don't forget saying that the Mali Empire with the talk of. And no matter what in the white man don't prescribe online, they tell you say so and so. But now the same people in this same coast. Now don't forget that, so we'll continue. So this place and I think they sell slaves them. I think they selling slaves there. And there'll be a small island. A small island. So they sell them slaves there to the richest group of people there we're ready for pay. You will get money, you will pay with the highest, and you will sell them to. So King Shaka with the Siaka, the Viking, become very wealthy. Become very, very wealthy. Wealthy for selling young people them. And they selling people there to the Hispanics them. The Spaniard and Pedro Balcon. The Spaniard with the Spaniard. Pedro Balcon. I guess this not be the group name. But for just simplify things, now the Hispanics them. Or we can just say the Portuguese them. Or the Spaniards them. The one that come on that coast, the Cubans them. So they sell Sengbe Pieh with some other slaves there. So them people there. Then take their slaves there, then transport them across the Atlantic Ocean. They kind of the Atlantic area, looking at Atlantic people there. After they don't buy them, you know, carry them go over. Now the Spanish area now, or the Spanish turf. So now we continue. So most of them captive there. Again, now be Kono them, now be Shabro them, now be Timniman them, now be Gizi them, now be the Grandi people them. The Grandi people are currently there inside Liberia. You know, some of them, not majority. Now be the Loma people them. Also we get Loma people there inside Liberia and Guinea. But some of them tribes there, then chief go. The Kono, Shabro, Tini, Gizi, Bandi, and Loma people there. Or maybe even more. Because now be pirates them. Let me just come for take with people there for go abuse and use. And then people there, or them captives there, or the slaves there what they don't take, because now people there before they become slaves. Now be farmers them. Now be hunters them. Now be a blacksmith individuals them. Where they make gold, for refine gold, or for do anything, you know, for create, you know, something where go become beautiful, you know, in the eyes of the beholder. But they get a policy in it, you know, let's say you go capture anybody, farmer or whatsoever, because there be no say kidnapping they take place. But they put the emphasis, say, they not for capture any blacksmith personnel or person where they do that work. Because they know the benefits of a blacksmith individual. But again, when the kidnappers are ready, then nobody look to that too. Blacksmith now, you know, hunter now, you know, farmer now. You they go, yeah? You know. So now the West, all them West African slaves there, they take them, they carry them go a place called Havana. Havana, inside Cuba, a Spanish colony inside Cuba. Havana with the Havana. Hanava. Na. So Sengbe Pieh, they capture him around 1839, January. And I want to make this date say what they give us so January, especially this month, a very divine to this Sengbe Pieh. Because most of the historic thing will take place from the time when they capture now January to the day when they release him now January. Very divine this month for him. And this man a blessed man. Before I continue this topic, we can talk say so much a man bless, but Sengbe Pieh, if by the time I done for elaborate, now go see the blessings them where they behind this Maya. In ordinary. So inside Cuba, they capture in 1839. They arrive inside Cuba in June 1839 again, the same year. Then Tifam, January. Now they don't reach June. Inside 1839, the same year. So during the slave auctions there, where they take place inside Cuba, now this money man, or this man also will get plantations then, because I be a Spanish plantation owner. Now he named Jose Ruiz, with the R-U-I-Z, Ruiz. Jose Ruiz. Excuse again the pronunciation. So this Jose Ruiz, now he go purchase Sengbe Pieh and 48 other slaves them. He go buy Sengbe Pieh with 48 other slaves them. And he pay $450 each for them slaves there. $450. Now he pay for each slave. You know, for me to go work now in sugar plantation. So him get a sugar plantation. And don't forget, that's back the Americans they do. The Americans before them begin to abolish this system, them back be just there for captive slaves there. So we go work on the plantations them. Same thing with the Cubans them. Now make right now you go inside Cuba, majority are black. Or half and half. They don't take over Cuba mostly. And they're well respected. These African slaves and now we don't go settle inside Cuba. They're well respected inside Cuba. And I think maybe now the black man now gets Cuba. Even though yes, they're mixed still with the Hispanic still. You know, but slow we continue. So this man don't go purchase them slaves there. You know. Don't purchase them. So June 26, in Havana, Cuba, then load back 53 Africans. Then load them by this ship here. But eventually they call the Amistad. 53 Africans loaded again inside this ship. For what thing? Well, then they try for carrying them go to another place, maybe for go sell. Whether or not the United States, but they don't get description outside this, boats be they try for go. But the boats, the first name what them get from, now be the friendship. Now be entitled to land it. But then change it to the Amistad. Friendship to Amistad. So I believe say first what them they kind of free now friendship. And the logo. Now the Amistad that is slave, process. A slave boat. So this Jose Ruiz with the R-U-I-Z, it makes sure say it enslaves them for this journey. It gets 49 slaves them. What it insure for $20,000. So in case anything happen, they will get back the money. Now a business, now be a thing way legal around the Spain coast, even in the United States, or even in Europe. Then the treaties then what they create, it be legal for go obtain slaves them. But around this time period, they be only abolish some of them treaties there. But I go make you understand once we get there. So again, they put their slaves there. Then another slave owner when they motels, in back, it make sure say it insure 4 slaves them. And then 4 slaves there, now be picking them. I be small picking them, 4 children them. And insure they ain't picking there $1,300. $1,300. Now, like when you get business, so you go buy motorcar, you go put insurance by motorcar, just in case something happen to your motorcar, the insurance company go pay you. Now, so they insure much money, like property. So they insure Sengbe Pieh with the other rest of the Africans there, and also for picking them. Then begin to transport some people there. Put them by this boat here for another, migration. So June 30th, the 3rd day, when they at the sea, on June 30th, they go thief them. January, June 26th, they begin to market them. June 30th, now they want to move them back again, another coast. 3 days when they in the water. Now the Cuban Havana, around that area there, to an unknown destination. What's happened? Now the parts this, well, when they say we're not destined for being a slave, or you're not a warrior, you always become a warrior. Because from the day when they capture Sengbe Pieh, I don't think say they sleep fine. I think say from the day when they capture, it always be they meditate or they premeditate how I go escape and free myself. Well, now the time don't reach here. They don't take care, don't care and go inside Cuba. They don't go buy them. Then when they don't buy them, now they're ready back for, can't go back to another place, so they don't go sell them. Now again insure, they don't insure as property. Now then at the water, 3 days they roam around to try to go to another destination. Well, what's in God no mark? No mark. So Sengbe Pieh, he used a spike. Now a spike, a loose spike, something like a pin, well, it take from the deck. That means pant up the deck before they maybe can go down inside. They go detain them under the boat. Now that spike there, now he use for loose himself, for pulling and cuff in the hand. So okay, talk of breaking the shackles. The great African will not ever break the shackles. At first, what we know of, now Sengbe Pieh. Because the shackles not just the hand, that they shackle the foot stem, they shackle the neck, maybe even you waist self, you need to able to grab, some shackles and they would be shackle and slaves there, something now lay down they lay down. Once you lay down, maybe take 6 to 8 or 9 months or maybe 1 year. You need a grab till you reach to a destination. Usa ile don na they feed una, na they give una water if you not fortunate. Na they back una they die, una die then pull una they go through una na the water. Now so they be the transport some slaves there. They be they sick inside the boat. They be they die inside the boat. If they can go 500, maybe 250 go down die inside the boat based on infections them or the weather, the conditions. It be fearful. So all they talk of transportation, and I don't think say they just put it on the boat so they relax, comfortable one. No. So Sengbe Pieh, he use this spike for loose himself. We don't lose himself, and he loose back the other slaves them. In company, then we lose them all. We don't lose them all. They all begin to regroup. Then nef them. Cave knives them. You know, they find the knives there. They arm up themselves. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. They say we not get any choice, so now we need to go up, for go face, and then we capture there. Because they capture we. Because we then don't become the captives. So now then they go up for go meet the masters there. For go do what? For go attack them. For go mash up them. For go kill them for the freedom them. So they don't get some weapons there. And they all go up. They go up the deck. This ship would then call the Amistad. As they reach up there first, so that them first skin at the captain. And the captain first and they mash up. The one where they navigate the boat. Because you know how to travel our time. Now you want to go that side. They mash up the captain. They mash up the cook. You know. They wound Mortez. Mortez again will be another slave owner. No say now two masters they made by this boat here. Jose and Mortez. Mortez ain't get a few slaves them because you know the beginning ain't get. Then Jose now ain't get the mature one. So they're wounding the Mortez. They're not killing them. Sengbe Pieh, they do that intentionally in the Sengbe Pieh. Because now him be lead this rebellion. No say from the time where he pull a spike, now he become the leader. Where he free in company, now he become the leader. Where he coach them what thing for do, now he become the leader. The sacrifice for them already for make. So what they don't kill other individuals them, they say no those spear Mortez and Jose. So that one there, when they kill them. So they will not kill him. And then spear also another gentleman, one Antonio. Antonio now be the cabin boy. Then I be they do the small work then at the boats there. Spear Antonio. So the two whites them, where be they by this same boat. Some white man back be they by this same boat to the Amistad. And I believe the white man here. Now they don't make an arrangement for cargo these boats here, maybe not even the Americans. For go obtaining slaves there. So while this rebellion or this fete they take place, the white man and they use one small boat, they use one small boat to escape. Then pull a small boat for this big boat, then put it on the water, then jump inside, they find a way for escape. But the white man see danger, enough for run here. Sengbe Pieh don't be the play. Manong Bana, Tama pass Tama. Not to the time this year. So let's continue. So, Sengbe Pieh, now they order now, then Spanish man here, for sail this boat here, now a different direction. A new direction. Not to the SLPP direction, no. But it tell them boss there, for go to a different direction. And this direction, towards the rising of the sun, facing Africa, the goers towards Africa. The accent simply, they say, una can go towards the eastward, beside the sun they rise, but they'll go back to Africa. So, what's the Hispanic man here do? Them fulfill. They not fulfill. When I excuse me, dog, you know, now for when I know say Tazmo Sliz really want to give me this message. One other big dog kind of just not the back. So him back people rebel. But I know he gets the mind again for stop what they do so for go rescue her. But the big dog don't go back. So he go can't chill. The rebellion is the other side. So what's happen now? You know what the next come. So when next come, what says if you're gonna zigzag the boat and not take directives. So what is Sengbe Pieh tell them? They're going to zigzag the boat. You know, the boats just stay around the same coast, the Cuban coast, the Spanish coast. They're not be going outside. If they try for delay until help come. I think so that's in the motels they try for do. The other one they are going to delay them at this water because they don't know how to navigate anyway. You know, I go delay them and you know, we'll continue. But again, the day for this navigation take him back and not be get any experience based on, you know, being a captain. Don't forget say, you know, motels and Jose, now be money. Now be money way. Then they for buy slaves. And let slaves and go work at the plantation. So they get few idea or knowledge on navigating a boat. So the boats it continue for the zigzag say they end up na the United States coastline. They continue for the zigzag say they end up na the United States coastline. Before they reach na this area here, about 8 more slaves them don't die. 8 more slaves there. 8 slaves then died because of thirstiness. What's not be there, pure what's not be there for drink. And the exposure of being in the sea. So Sengbe Pieh, it makes sure say the Pikin away being at this boat, then get food for it. It makes sure say the food what them people there be get inside this boat, and not just take and eat and as a greedy individual or give others them for eat. It reserve them food there for the Pikin, the survival one, especially the Pikin. So the Pikin and them they get what they eat or drink, while the mature one them they go through the struggles. But say they manage. This don't show say the man be a great leader. Not so just in freedom maybe they sick, but now be a humanitarian. He has to be clean, he has to be good. He be positive. So this ship here, Amistad, it drifted all the way to New York. A place where they call Long Island, New York. In late August 1839. I want to go come down with dog small with this. First I go church before it calm down. It's still a panic. Now give me 1 second, please. 1 second. Sorry about that. Welcome back again. Sorry about that. So this boat it ended up being drifted now New York, Long Island, New York. Late August 1839. Now this boat reached inside Long Island, New York. So around refresh my memory now, they capture Sengbe Pieh January. Around June, they don't reach inside Cuba. Around July, they want to migrate them back for Kenya go other side for go sell them. But unfortunately, they find way for escape and rebel. Now then they inside the water, they try to find way back for return to Africa, but they end up all the way inside New York. August 1839, the same year. Same year. 1839 January. Captive or captured. 1839. Arrive in Cuba, Havana, June. 1839. August in Long Island, New York. So Sengbe Pieh, when they reach New York, they come on the boat, they go offshore. They go offshore For go make deals. For go make deals. They go there for go make deals. You know, for make sure say they get food for it. And the things that would get they trade so the people that would meet. So while they make this deal here, news then went around. People then begin talk, rumors then begin to talk. Rumors begin go around. Because this ship here, we just don't come inside New York. Before Sengbe Pieh them reach inside New York, now be a ship where they don't put for publications them. Where they don't advertise. The Spain them be don't publish put a publication based on their slaves there. We don't rebel and kill then captains there or the owners them. And that information they also belong reach inside America. So the moment we then see this boat here, people them when they read newspaper or were aware of the recent, people them begin talk. Not so the boats this, what they talk say, so and so take place, blah blah blah. So while Sengbe Pieh they try to make deals or whatsoever. And this, remember I said this boat here, they used for calling also the black schooner. They're going to change the name. Then change the name, the ship, from the French ship to Amistad, or the French ship, to Amistad, now to the black schooners, with the SCHOONER. I just now want to leave them details there being. The boats go and carry different name in different destinations. Then. Same thing with Sengbe Pieh. They go and carry different name to different destinations. Then. Now, so they don't affect Africa. Different name, different destinations, just for confuse we no more with information. So eventually, what the rumors there don't go around, blah blah blah. So the slaves there, they revolt and they kill and bust them or whatsoever. So what's happened? In August 26, 1839, the United States Navy and the Customs Service then capture and then tow this Amistad boat. August 26, 1839. Just know say you manage just reach inside this place here, and in August then reach inside New York the same month. So when they reach there, maybe that even same day or the next day, or maybe within a week, because they not even put a time frame how long it take when they can capture this boat here and tow the boat. And also when they capture the boat, everything where they inside this boat, including the people there, belong now to the United States government. So the United States Navy and the Customs Service, they come and capture this boat and tow the boat from New York to New London, Connecticut. New London, Connecticut. Excuse me pronunciation on that state state. Anyway, so Gordon, this now be the captain with the G-E-D-N-E-Y, Gordon. Now he says this boat here. I think say this man will be a lieutenant commander. I truly believe. I'll be a lieutenant commander where sees this boat here. So where sees the boat, he sent a letter to the United States District Judge. He also sent a letter to the United States Marshals them. And the letter they emphasize say, them black people here who don't catch by this boat here, not to be friends them all. Not to be friends them. So around refreshing our memory also, we not forget say during this time of period, black man they be also there or they reside inside America. Not for say black man they not be there inside America. Black man they be don't already they exist inside America. Because before this time, in the early maybe 1600s or 1700s, the white man they be don't thief so many Africans say, we already there inside America, they woke as slaves, and most of them now maybe don't free. They still effect for abolish this slave concept or whatsoever, even though the abolishments not be applied in all the states them. But people them be there where they pioneer. Black people them be there now. Now certain states where they fight for the movement of the abolishment of slaves. Where they go and kidnap people them. And then treaties then they also be the pass on at the Spain area. the Spanish coast, the Cuban coast. Because anything what the Americans or the Europeans then create as a policy or treaty, you know, they make sure they enforce them treaties there. Now all the other sub-regions there, where be they do the same or deal, you know, based on slavery. So then again, this man informed the United States District Judge say, then people there, not so we friends them all. The United States Marshals there, that's them people there, not so we friends them all. So the judge, what's the judge do? Based on just the preliminary hearing, then release Jose. The one them we go by Sengbe Pieh, maybe the first and come, maybe not the Americans for cancel, the slave owners them. Jose Ruiz and Mortez then released them two individuals there. So when I capture the boat, everything where they inside the boat or the people there, when I detain, then within a week or so, the first people that when I release, now they're Hispanic people there, or the Spanish people there. They release them because reason not be there for all them. When I imagine. But then detain the blacks them. And the other say Sengbe Pieh for be tried for murder. Therefore try Sengbe Pieh for murder and piracy. This now be the charges then when they get against Sengbe Pieh. Say the man a murderer. He pirates a boat. The man when they know nothing about piracy. He only killed for his survival one. If they go na farm, now walk, if they go walk. Or then kidnap him. Now you don't come all the way now, you know, New York, I mean inside America. Not to be intention. Now they don't charge the man with murder and piracy. So I don't forget say this Jose Ruiz, if you don't rename Sengbe Pieh, if you don't get a name, una Jose Cynic or Cinquin. Cinquin. Jose Cinquin will be the new name for Sengbe Pieh. A name after your name. So for let show say Sengbe Pieh belong to him. And Sengbe Pieh now be a recent importee. Meaning now be a slave we then take from the African coast, we purchase, will belong to him. Now that's what they try for contest for. See this man, I don't change your name. Look documents there. You know, now and you name this. Now you name this. Jose Cinquin. Sengbe Pieh. And this man, you know, Ruiz, and he also they emphasize to the Americans them. He say he not violate any law. He not violate any law. He not violate any law of the 1820. The law wouldn't be put, you know, regards to the abolishment of slaves or whatsoever around the 1820th. Because around the 1820th, different people then get different views based on slavery, the disarrangement or the disagreement. So now Lowy hits the nail. Things don't get very serious. Things don't get very serious now. Now inside America, the disarray of views inside America. Issues that also be they take place inside America. Issues that like political actions, women rights, the American churches and slavery, and then the basic nature of government. People there, they get issues then based on the things there, political actions or the political will, good governance, the rights for women back for get rights. You know, the churches then where they take place inside America, and then churches there where they try to incorporate the slaves them. You know, so the incorporation of slavery means we need to abolish this slave mentality or this, you know, segregation, because we worship the same God. So many people there we need to harmonize together and serve in the same church, and also the basic nature of government in the United States. All the conflicts that take place in South America, And then these boats, what they call the Amistad, don't can appear inside, New York, Long Island, New York. And these boats don't face some problem. They don't become a focal point, a main issue. Now, out of all the issues there, these boats don't become a significant issue than all. When I this the talk say, Sengbe Pieh, not too funny man, yeah. Now man we get blessing. So now we continue. So people then begin to give support for the release of the Africans there, or Sengbe Pieh, activists them. Then create groups them. They talk of this man in innocency. They make publications them. That's this man known as Sengbe, whether Sengbe Pieh, not to be a pirate, not to a murderer, not to a felon. This homicide what he do, this killing what he do, now I mean by homicide, it's justifiable. And if not be white man be do this, then for they glorify this white man. But why make because when a black man do it, they no one glorify him. See, so all this be they take place in South America. Some of them they will not be agree for the Africans there. Then this lieutenant commander again, what we call, Gidney with the Gedney. The people there will be the pioneer, they talk, say, they for freedom slaves there. They also emphasize, say, that lieutenant commander not be get no right self for go even detain that boat, see, or capture the boat. They are Amistad. They not be get any rights, no authority. And that boat there, it belong to Sengbe Pieh. And so then people there be the protest. And so that boat there, it belongs to Sengbe Pieh. Because it be the fight for in freedom. And it be the fair way back for go to Africa, go back to the people there. So it don't kill the people them where obtain the boats. Now that boat say belong to Sengbe Pieh. Not to the United States government in boat, or even that lieutenant commander there in boat. So people them be the fight for them things there. And remember that the name when give Sengbe Pieh inside America, what this Jose guy be don't get. Now Sengbe Pieh name him back now Jose Sengbe. But eventually, this name changed back in South America. From Jose, it become Joseph Sengbe. You see how they help for lost this man identity, eh? For confused now the man. Poor young man. You know yourself as Sengbe Pieh. Papa na a chief. You back maybe one day you got a tender position there. Yeah, you girl picking, you one boy picking. Go na farm no more for go work. Pull you there, now look what you did per face. Look what you did per face. So let me continue. So this committee, the activists there, then continue for regroup themselves. On September the 4th also, and I believe say this September the 4th, now be the same year, they talk of this 1839, because from January to June, to July, to August in South America, now we there inside September 1839 again, around the same year. The people there they do another publication for help for fights for the justice of Sengbe Pieh. So by the galvanization, the activists there, they be able to get 3 lawyers them for defend Sengbe Pieh. See the blessing, eh? 3 lawyers them for so. Poor boy, or not so a poor boy, but a free soul, we didn't pull from nowhere. They face difficulties in a land we no want to sabi. But for God they woke, the mighty God they woke, it gets 3 defense lawyer them. 3 defense lawyer them. And they be also need an interpreter for able to understand what in Sengbe Pieh they talk. Because don't forget say Sengbe Pieh, nobody talk the English language. Now be a Mandi by tribe. So they be need for find somebody where they talk this language, where they understand Sengbe Pieh. They be able to find 3 other Africans. will be there around New York area. Because now Sengbe Pieh and then inside Connecticut. Then go find 3 Africans them na New York. When they first come in, some of the Africans they are, the one na be Gizi and the other one na be Mende. So I believe say maybe the other one na be Mende because they don't elaborate so far. When they say 3 Africans. But the Gizi person, no say the Gizi then na be neighbors, they all be they dwell inside this Mali empire. So the white man puts and say, na be neighbor people so who say Sengbe Pieh come out. Well, maybe I go and accept Sunday, but they all be down at the same empire. So to me, I be the same people them. I don't know more them they talk different language. It's just like inside Saloya, we get the Mende, the Limba, the Creole, the Fula, them blah blah blah. Luckily now we only talk Creole when a national tongue. You know, but in those days, if you don't know how to communicate with the other language, not a problem. So this Gizi man not be able to talk, you know, or communicate with Sengbe Pieh. The Mende man, the Mende man, it be limited with the M-E-N-D-E. It might be limited for communicate with Sengbe Pieh. Well, then try for corroborate, you know, opinions them together based on what take place, you know, about this in kidnap from Africa to the Spanish coast to America, you know, in an illegal manner. But the corroboration, it be helpful, but not so as much. Corroborate means for put story together. Then they talk, they try to put something together where it makes sense. You know? So then continue on, different trial continue they take place, yeah? And this trial will not be funny. One place to another place, one court to another court. Now so they continue to do this trial. Because some of the judges then first be afraid for make any decision based on political sentiment. We get some politicians that also we get interest in politics. We not want to make them political image be affected. So all this will take place inside America. So would I go can rescue, you know, Sengbe Pieh? You know, so as they continue, the court process, they go on, you know, from the circuit court to another court, you know, they eventually they reach to the Supreme Court, because at the end of the Supreme Court, they make the final verdict. So then we go find another seaman, another African. This is another funny one, yeah. When I go smile for this. Then go find another seaman, one a African. A Mandi also by tribe. And this African, if they walk na this Navy boat, this British Navy boat, that they walk. This man here, na in name Convey or Convey with the C-O-V-E-Y, the African Convey. They be don't get in freedom. Then first I come back all the way na Salon, I be Salon man. Well, we're not gonna say originated from Sierra Leone, because you know say most of the captives them at the end na Salon they first come, the new colony. So they be don't first come this Convey or Convey na Salon. They get in freedom, they set them free. But this man, the time wanna be a slave under them British man here, or the Americans them, because they don't know specifically who, but right now they under the British them. He be don't learn the language, the English language. So while he be in a salon, I guess if anyway for get employed by the British Navy. The employer, they take him in, and they continue for move with him. So the man, this man here, end up one day against saloon. And this they happen to always Sierra Leoneans. The moment we get chance, you go tears. For come back, you know, easier. So that's and they around 1839. Now in this state gone so now. So this Convey guy, but luckily, he not forget in dialect or in tribal language or in local language, this Mandi language. So now in they take, then can go for go meet with their slaves there. Sengbe Pieh them. Then today Sengbe Pieh them still there inside jail. Inside the Americans. So this man, the moment we convey reach now the jail, you see the Africans then. The moment where he talk, all the Africans and then jump and begin celebrate. Man, they become excited. Say we don't come finally. Maybe this can help we for those gets freedom. The one who go able, transmit what they talk, So they become very excited that convey, they speak the Mendi language and they understand them. And now they're going to explain what can take place about the events them. They're going to explain everything what can take place. So while this now they go on inside America, the Spain them or the Spanish government or the Cubans there as well, because they all power same nonsense. Them back don't demand, don't put demand. They put a demand to the United States government. They say that boat today, it belongs to the Hispanic people or the Spanish people them. Once that boat today for return back with the captives them who are detained. Then belong to the Spanish people them. So they put some demands them. And some politicians them, will be there in America, they won't follow through. Because they don't be wanting any conflict. They not too care about them slaves there. But what's in the defense team do? Then 3 lawyers there who they for defend Sengbe Pieh. What's they do? They do a precedent. They will begin to talk of the treaties them, the laws, the policies them, who the Americans them or the British them, we don't put in place based on the abolishment of this slave trade. So then bring up history based on 1820, what can take place now Anglo-Spanish, the Anglo-Spanish, 1820, another treaty, with the prohibition of slavery. 1835, the treaty as well, for reaffirm the treaty, that means for reaffirm, for solidify them, for make sure say they reinforce. What we don't create 1820, we they reinforce them. That took place around 1835. Then around 1838, the queen of the Spain, sent another reinforcement inside Cuba. Say this slave business or this trade business, it need for stop. So now this the defense they use, now courts, for try for justify means for me to release Sengbe Pieh them. They say, but even the queen waiting at Spain, don't put policies them, for make sure say that they stop this trade business. And una still a pioneer say for release them people here. For slavery again. The two that are abolished, the two the effects against. So now this the defense use. I tell una say I go make una enjoy the story of Sengbe Pieh today. No professor no they will go explain this story reach me. No teacher or lecturer no they. Because they don't know how to go in depth. Tazmo Sliz now communicatable. So let me continue. Let me continue. So the defense used that strategic method today. Then in January 13, 1840, now we don't come out from 1839. 1840, the judge in verdict. This will be one of the first verdicts. Now, decision don't begin to come. The judge in verdict. The judge demands, say, for me to release 10 slaves there. It demands, say, for me to release 10 slaves there or 10 captives there. For set them free and me then return them back to Africa. That take place? Now a question. January 13, 1840. The judge decides say the slaves they are to be released and returned back to Africa. Sengbe Pieh become excited. Sengbe Pieh become excited. Become very excited. But missing a portion of this. there's a page where I don't see what I elaborate something first. The first thing what they say, part of this date here, what they give 1840 January. The first thing what they say for freedom slaves there, no, not freedom. No, not freedom. You're not freedom. Then they inside detention. Then they inside detention. They go to hell again. But while they go to hell, what will make the time more easier? The activists them, the one way they support the movement, then they come, they associate themselves with the slaves them, with Sengbe Pieh. They begin to teach them the English language. They begin to teach them the doctrines of the Bible. They begin to learn what's not religion. So they learn about the language and also they learn about religion. And then two things there, them the benefits. Them the benefits from. And believe me, any side religion there, where they go through stress, it suiting your soul. It give you small peace and comfort. More when you get people around you, where they celebrate that also. So this will also help the slaves them for survive small, because some they go and die along the process inside jail. Because again, the place to be conducive enough. Some of them the treatment will be still poor. So some them still die, but some them be able to manage. And the warrior himself, Sengbe Pieh, be able to manage, be able to survive. So what's here happen? What's here happen? What's here happen? Now let's begin to hit the nail proper. Now not be released then the first verdict for the judge give. They not be released them. So they get another lawyer. They go seek another lawyer for can defend in the Sengbe Pieh. Another lawyer. And who then this lawyer? When this back don't show say Sengbe Pieh na be a great man. Young boy, African, inside the Americans, the fight for justice. Don't get 3 lawyers then force where they defend you. Now, for let you know, say more blessing there for this guy. A ex-president of the United States come for defend Sengbe Pieh. An ex-president will not be a lawyer. Ex-president. And this ex-president here, it be there about the age or around the age 73. But it be reluctant for agree for go defend Sengbe Pieh. But this activist group, then found way for convince him. Then talk to him. For they believe in humanity. And in back, it's like say with realization, down the age, say not get much time again. Are the best MDs for stepping and fight for a cause. If you believe in God or Allah. So, on March the 9th, 1841, the last verdict, and our first kind the other verdicts what I be telling her. The first verdict take place 1840, January 13th, 1840. The first verdict by the judge where demand say and release the slaves them, but no not release them. Now that's be the first verdict. Now the second verdict now March the 9th, 1841. And this now the Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court. The court issue a final verdict. And the verdict now for sets the slaves them free. For sets the slaves them free. Sets the slaves them free. And somebody asks a question. And I'm not going to pass this part here. They say, what's the name of the ex-presidents? Or the name of the ex-president? By Chronic Niaz. Myself, it just hits me just I just want to go to that. But thank you for remembering me. This former ex-president in name, now Mr. John Quincy Adams. the former ex-president's name. Now, John Quincy Adams, a 73 years old man. Excuse me once more. So on March the 9th, 1841, the United States Supreme Court issued a final verdict for the slaves then for be free. Well, the Africans then release, then get them freedom. Then release them. But one thing be there, very funny. What the Supreme Court make this decision? Say, una release them slaves there. Sengbe Pieh grab, he shout, yalla. By the small English right on the land. They say, give us free. Sengbe Pieh, with the gladness, with the small English right on land, and not say, set us free, or give us freedom. They say, give us free. But I understand the connotative meaning behind that. Freedom is freedom. Set us free. The African don't begin to talk English. Let me continue. So they set the slaves then free. They release Sengbe Pieh. The activist group they are, maybe they fetch for Sengbe Pieh. Then take them with the rest of the other surviving slaves then. They move them to a town called Farmingtown inside Connecticut. Now the Americans, and while they did it inside Connecticut, some states in this America, it has to pronounce. So let me continue. While they're in this farming town, they still continue to receive education. Begin to teach them still about, the basic, even the religious aspect. The rest of 1841, then they go through educational, reformation system. They teach them. But for able back for return kind of Africa, now another challenge, because now they need to find another boat. Because that boat will be used for come, it don't well. That captain, will gain that boat today, that commander, it's now under the United States government as an evidence or whatsoever. So they be need for find another boat for the slaves they are returned back to Africa. Yes. So what's in the group of activists them, whether they support Sengbe Pieh and the other Africans then do? Well, then begin to put shows them together. Ask people then for donations them. Then begin to make sure say Sengbe Pieh they go around the community, they tell people about their story them. What they don't go through. From Africa, say they reach now the Spanish coast, say they come inside America. So they go and tell them story them to different people them, different towns. For the people that donate, the people that help. And through this time here now, this man who nobody know about in Africa, Sengbe Pieh, during this time here now, don't become famous inside America. They don't become a public figure inside America. A great public figure, for that matter. So, through this process, they be able to come up with money for buy a boat. They come up with $1,840. $1,840. They purchase a boat. The 35 Africans they will survive. The 35 Africans they will survive. Then put them at this boat here for travel to the colony of Sierra Leone. So the 5 Africans they will survive. Then go use this boat for return back to this colony, Sierra Leone. But when they come, not to the normal they come. Also they be accompanied by 5 Americans. Missionaries them. 5 Americans them. Amongst them 5 Americans there, 2 now be blacks. Mr. and Mrs. Henry Wilson. Mr. and Mrs. Henry Wilson. So 2 black them and 3 whites. So the captives them, they also ask them missionary there. They say, we reach in Africa, we reach in Sierra Leone. Say, do ya? Make sure say we continue this missionary work. You know, when I go back for go preach this gospel, or what you would on Kalana here, make sure say when I go teach back with people them. So while they made left, you know, in South America, things will become very emotional. Some of them cry. Some of them, you know, not be happy. Even though they're glad for the freedom of the slaves then or the captives then. But, you know, people then become very emotional. So Sengbe Pieh depart, left the Americans, returned to Africa. Freetown, Sierra Leone, in mid-January 1842. So they kidnapped this man inside January around 1839. Let's try for validate again. That date still wouldn't kidnap me, man. You know, around 1839. Around 1839, we then kidnap him, January. And now, he don't return back to Africa, Sierra Leone, around 1842. This month here, January. See faith? See how divine things can work? Now see how God can work? 1842. So if now 1839, 40, 41, 42, so around 3 to 4 years, they go through hell from Africa to the Spanish coast, to the Americans, to coming back to Africa. Now a lucky man, now a blessed man, now a rebel, now a activist, now a father, you know, now a patriot, now a pan-Africanist. You know, the man, they just deserve every title, you know, we can to a positive movement. Sengbe Pieh. That love will continue, yeah? And what to make all this happen? We'll not forget. If this man not be rebel inside that boat and use that spike for free himself and free the other slaves there, all what to they talk so, we're not for the talker. If enough for be free himself inside that boat, while they migrate them for go sell them back. All what to they talk so, we're not for the talker. So inside Sierra Leone, 1842, some of the slaves then be able to find some friends them. Some of them be able to meet some relatives them. Or some other family members them. But Sengbe Pieh realize say in family they know not in this country. The kid know in this country and you can't realize more say who sign come out. Maybe war don't wipe out in community. Maybe family back don't wipe them out. Don't kill and destroy them. So you realize that. So now my own question before I conclude this story. Sengbe Pieh happy. Now you're happy man after in freedom. We go hit Stanley once I conclude. So inside Salon, what's in they begin to do? They're missionary there. They begin to create churches them. When they become first, it not be easy for them. Things then be difficult. People don't know they accept them. Remember, say anytime when they remove the slaves them from the diaspora, you first and come back to Salon or the African coast. You wonder whether they can meet, nobody accepts them so. That'll be a challenge. You know, but at the end of the day, the Shabro people them, you know, not this Shabro region, which is the Mendedem as we can say, because one affiliates the Shabro and the Mendedem, now this area, the Shabro people them, they tolerate them people there. Sengbe Pieh them. They tolerate Sengbe Pieh. And then missionaries there. They say, when I can't we area, we go tolerate you now. Because when I left now Freetown, they will kill you now. When I continue for exist maybe in the north, Maybe when I go face problems there with the team, the man etc. You know, the Limba man back nobody agree. You know, so the sharper people and they say, okay, when I come, we go manage you now, they mend them. You know, so then go to this area, they build churches then there. So the sharper than they mend them, then become more beneficial by the mission what the missionaries account. They become impacted. They become impacted with knowledge. They become impacted with the religion aspect. Also, all the donations there, or most of the goodies them, will be come out from the diaspora from the United States. Well, then Shabo people there, or the Mende people there, will be the first one will be the benefit. Because now they tolerate some people there. So I make sometimes enough time for push here. So then create a church or a group church, what they call the UBC, the United Brethren in Christ, where they exist inside Saloya around 1844. 1844. And what thing the missionaries there also do? They build schools them, Boku schools them. And two schools them, we go be shocked, but they are going to announce Antona. What they left behind, and takes it exists, but will not be, or some of you know, remember or no self say, and then missionaries there, or Sengbe Pieh them, with a kind of salon, and then Sababo they say make them put in schools there. And myself don't attend now one of them schools there. The first one, Albert Academy. Albert Academy, 1904. Where they established this school here. Now Sengbe Pieh and the missionaries them, you know, through their efforts for create Albert Academy. Also, another school, the Hartford Schools for Girls, na Moyamba district. The Hartford School for Girls. Now they create this establishment. And not just in two schools there, they go and create other schools them. More churches them. You know, for make sure say they can for harmonize no more with the people them. Not to for can big full again the people them who now for just can harmonize with the people them. For sure the Africans they say, you know, the one the way they obayanda then care. The one the way they obayanda understand una pain, understand una struggles, and then back there under for fight against this slavery, you know, act. So then only be there for come harmonize and show love and support. So this now Sengbe Pieh in story and legacy. But no not give we the end on how Sengbe Pieh died. No not give we the end on if Sengbe Pieh migrates back go to the United States or not. No not give me a history where go tell me say maybe Sengbe Pieh continue for go around this African coast. Maybe they look for in family. Because we Africans, they were family oriented. So now my own views them. If Sengbe Pieh don't go through this ordeal, then capturing as a slave, there they can't go to the Hispanic to the United States. Now you don't get in freedom. They don't come. All what it be the effects for through this process. Now for let it one day see in Pekin. Let it one day see in family members them. Let it one day return at the place who saw them pull and come out. Even the place who saw them pull and come out, when they get in freedom, not today they can't go back. Now a different side of the face and come back. Sierra Leone. Freetown, Sierra Leone. The man come out now the Mendi town or townships them. The Mandi country as they emphasized earlier in history, but this all around the Mali Empire. So when I don't make the man don't lose track first. Now he don't come home, he don't get in freedom, what he be the flex for. Say what I will go see me picking him. Now he come now a different place. And not get nobody for associate with. Nobody where he go point out saying I'm my own. The only thing where he go claim, yes, this na my own African people them. But where in Pekin, where in West, where in other family members them, the extended part, all man wiped away or lost. So Sengbe Pieh be happy. To me, I feel like, you know, even though so many blacks can go through this, not to just Sengbe Pieh. Some then they go capture their with them picking. Mama they go one side, picking go one side. You no go ever see you picking again. Imagine that kind of pain in the will come where they feel. You know, they see your own picking, they touch around before you. You're not able for faith. You're not able for complaint. Black people then go through a great torment. Now this we wall here. For what thing? For just me and go use we now them plantations then for work. Labor force. Labor force now ain't be important now the world. And up till now the labor force now ain't important, now ain't still they go on. A civilized slavery. We wanna still not they see clear. We see people and they die also for even reach Dubai. So they die for go to America. Now they die for go to Dubai. We reach now Dubai, not to the Dubai people in the work. Majority of the employees then are foreigners them. The Dubaians them or the people then, the Dubai people them, then they for create business. We will create business, let foreigners and can work for we. Civilized slavery. What do they do? They beautify their country. So they just go attract the full money for can work for we. Same thing what thing take place in America. Before America become the great nation, now foreigners and dance America to them rebuild America and America become beautiful. Attracts the world. People and now they die for going to America, for go work in a slavery way, but in a civilized manner. And I know say we need to survive. Sometimes, yes, the condition of people in the face inside Saloya is rough, I understand. But if we self back able beautify we country, what's not the need? We don't go work now with country. We don't go benefit our country. Maybe them back could come on in their own country for can work for we. We back become the boss system. How long now we no more just to go? So we need to change them perceptions there. It's about hard time. Africa back let we construct with countries them. We beautify with countries them. You know, let we countries them become a magnet to the world. Where them back the white man and the Europeans them. Where the kayak can work for we. Now we own, you know, institutions them. Now this don't they go on. Labor force. Labor force now a capital. I want to make Luna remember them what they say to Luna right now. Labor force now a capital movement. The more labor force you get, the more you capitalize. Profit. Profit. More people under you earn, and the more you capitalize. So that makes slavery be very important. The money will be get sugar plantation, where you throw the slaves in there, they go work for you for free, you not go for pay them. Then that money the way they make that sugar plantation, you sell it at the world market, you make money, you become richer. That's why they use the slaves them. Same thing in South America. Africa, wise up, yeah? So now this now a few or some of me views them. May Sengbe Pieh and soul, let Sengbe Pieh, this great warrior, this great Pan-Africanist, may his soul rest in peace, in perfect peace, and in great things, and this way you do. And within 3-4 years, it make a difference. Even though it not be helped by the rebellion will take place inside Salone. When I remember say, Sengbe Pieh a big 4x. Sengbe Pieh a big 4x. For about maybe 30 to 40 years gap difference. So the time was Sengbe Pieh done the late. Now be the time or be done the late. Now be the time by boy also be they come up. A young rebellionist leader, we're ready for pioneer as a Pan-Africanist for liberate in country Sierra Leone. So a great man don't go left a legacy. Sengbe Pieh we end up in a salon. as him back to go, Bible can inside, and make sure say it collaborates, because not to just Bible do them. It collaborates with the Mende people them. The Kamajo them. Without the Kamajo them, the battle will not be succeed. Without the Kamajo them, without the Limba them, without the Fula them, the Northerners them, because their main sub-tribes, their main tribes they have been already there. Remember, say I don't do 8 episode about the sub-tribes them and the main tribes in a salon. When their main tribes they have been in a salon. But the population, the Mende they get small, the Timnis them they get more. So then 2 tribes they are. If they not be come together, will not for be get we independency anytime soon. Even though yes, the rebellion may take place in other coasts in this African region or this West African region, but will not for be get to independency if the Mende them and the Timniman they not be come together. So they make we for always learn for work together. Don't put our differences apart. They tell work together, we will liberate to people them. So we need for continue for liberate to people them. And the word Kamajo, not to a cause. Now we can use this word Kamajo against the Mende them. Kamajo means a great hunter. A great hunter. In those days, we get 3 types of people them. Whether you're not a farmer, you're not a hunter, or you're not a blacksmith individual. Some the man and be farmers and be businessmen. Mende man and be farmers also and be hunters them. And also small business. But not too business oriented. So again, Kamajo means a great hunter. Yeah? Not of course. We now already try for divide our country. We now a big fool. So I want to tell you thank you for your time. And I hope so you enjoy this Sengbe Pieh story from the start to the end. And this is not the best way. Nobody no able beat the way I elaborate on this. And I hope say you can pass them on to your pikin, your grandparents them, your mama them, your papa them. Make them back sit down and listen to this, narratives. So them back go understand the history of this great legend, Sengbe Pieh. When I get a blessed day, Mr. Ando, more respect to you. I always see you. I think say you like me, baby. More fire. I like where they put the fire. I like for see fire, Mr. Ando. More salutes to you, bro. More fire. More fire. More fire.